Hello everyone. Well, it looks like some guy named Damon Vicks and Atheists have managed to silence his 60-year-old Christmas tradition in Santa Monica, California. Yes, since 1953, the churches there have set up a diorama of booths with various Christmas scenes in Palisades Park that depicts the timeline of the Christmas story and the birth of Jesus. However, about 3 years ago, this atheist Vicks won himself a booth in a lottery there and hung up a sign that on one side quoted Thomas Jefferson saying, "Religions are all alike, founded on fables and mythologies." And on the other side, it just simply read, "Happy Solstice." Now, Vicks did the same thing in 2010 as 12, but since it wasn't creating enough disruption, last year in 2011, unbeknownst to the Christians, Vicks went out and rounded up a bunch of people, put in applications for a bunch of those booths where they won 18 out of 21 of them in a lottery. I mean, they displayed things like their typical anti-religious signs and a depiction of their overly played out flying spaghetti monster. Now, obviously, this dwarfed the whole traditional Christmas message that Christians have been displaying there for the past 60 years, and it created a huge melee like Damon Vicks and his atheist coalition wanted. In the process, some of the atheist signs were vandalized, and this year the city has decided to avoid another big fight by banning the 60-year-old traditional event. Now, I'm not saying it was right to vandalize any of those signs, and the Nativity Scenes Committee has even said that the atheists have a right to protest. But they also say that in doing so, it shouldn't trump the Christians' right to free speech, and it shouldn't. Besides, the whole thing was already destroyed last year when the atheists took over 2/3 of the booths. You see, this is what Damon Vicks and the atheists had planned. This guy took over this 60-year-old tradition last year, created the big dispute that he wanted, and has now succeeded in getting it shut down altogether. And he didn't even go through the courts to try to make a stupid claim that they were displays of religion on public property and therefore it was somehow unconstitutionally being respected by the government. The churches, however, are now having to go to court to try to get their 60-year-old tradition back. So why isn't Damon Vicks and the atheists going to court to get their scenes back? I mean, they had 2/3 of the booths there. The reason why they aren't is because they got what they wanted, and that was to disrupt or silence the Christians there and then move on. Look, I understand that for whatever reason atheists want to celebrate Christmas as well, and that we need to secularize it for them to make them happy. But this guy was intentionally trying to silence, through invasion and disruption, the whole message that Christians in Santa Monica have been telling there for the past 60 years.